I am ready to go. Are we ready to go? Good morning. All right. Well, please rise in body or spirit and let us sing together our opening hymn, number 63, entitled Spring Has Now Unwrapped the Flowers. And we should have yep, I know they're working on it back there.
Well, let me play the tune for you real quick, and maybe I'm familiar while we're waiting for the lyrics to show up. Goes like
All
this.
right. They were there. They were there.
Well, if you got your hymnal, it's number 63. Okay.
It's okay.
Thank you.
I just want to say thank you to Rowan and Oliver. I know they're doing their best back there to get the right slides up there. So you're good. You're good.
We'll do the song next week.
That's right.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome, everyone. My name is Amber Bridges. My pronouns are she and her, and I am your worship associate on this Sunday morning. We welcome you into this sanctuary where we celebrate diversity and learn from one another, no matter our differences, to deepen our sacred connections and transform the world with love. Let us begin our worship with these opening words by Reverend Michelle Collins, to practice the revolutionary act of noticing. Come, awaken your senses to this moment where we practice the revolutionary act of noticing, the breath that sustains us, the beauty hiding in ordinary hours, the small things that keep hope alive. Come, let us train our attention on that which leads us home. We are so glad to have you here with us today as we continue to do the work of love. Our worship and programming theme for March is paying attention. This morning, we will continue this journey together by engaging in spiritual practices to help us discern what is worthy of our attention. Our time together today will be interactive and is designed for all ages. It is a time to nurture our spirits, find hope, and build community. Heather will tell us more about how today's multi-generational service will work.
All right. Well, good morning. I'm Heather Norby. I'm the Spiritual Life Director for this fantastic congregation, and I use the pronouns she and her. So all of your announcements are in your order of service today. They will also be in our e-newsletter, which will be published tomorrow. Thank you, Nancy. So I just want to tell you about the service that we're going to participate in today. What's that? He's over there mumbling at me. I don't know what he's talking about. So for many years, starting in about 2010, I started doing monthly intergenerational worship services. Once COVID hit, we got a little bit off track. And so occasionally we'll do an interactive multi-generational worship service, but we really are trying to get back on track to doing something like that once a month. And I was reading UU World magazine. That's, if you're a member, you might get that in the mail or be able to view it online, but that's the UUA's publication. And they were talking about a congregation in North Carolina that started doing what they call Community Sundays, which is where they have a short little worship service, and then they go out into, you pick a group, you pick an activity, and you go and do that thing with members of the other members of the congregation, all ages. Now, we don't have any really little kids here today, but hopefully next month we will. But we do have Abigail Dean, who's a very interesting person. So this is a way for us to get to know each other across generations, across cultures, to do activities together, to figure out what spiritual practices we really want to engage in. And so this is what we're going to do is just like our weekly rituals, right? Every week we light the chalice and we do our joys and sorrows. So we're going to start there, and then I'm going to invite you to go into a group, and you're going to pick one. And don't worry about missing out on the others, because, like I said, we want to do this on a regular basis. We want to do this once a month, okay? So if you pick a walking meditation today and you miss out on watercolors, it's okay, because maybe we'll do that again in a future service, okay? I mean, we'll probably change it around every month, but anyway, so I'm going to tell you what the 4 groups are that you get to choose from, so you can think about what you really need today. We're going to have watercolors with Melissa McGowie in the social hall. Thank you, Melissa. We're going to have a small group discussion in the RE room with Adam. Thank you, Adam. We're going to have a walking meditation in a labyrinth out in the lawn, right about over here with Melissa Marshall.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Melissa. And we're going to have music in the sanctuary with Isaiah. All right? All right. So you'll get to choose one and just enjoy it. Okay, and we'll probably be able to do those practices for about half an hour. And of course, at noon, about noon, I'll be ringing the bell just so you know it's noon. And then whenever you're finished, just go into the social hall. I'll bring a chalice in there, and we'll just all put the chalice out together, okay? And that will close our time together, and then you can have snacks and whatnot. And we'll want feedback, because this is the first time we're doing a service quite like this, in this format. We'll want feedback on what worked, what didn't work, and so that we can change things, and each month it'll evolve as we learn together, okay? And we'll also want ideas for the sessions that we have, like what sort of spiritual practice would you like to engage in or lead? We definitely would love leaders for these sessions, so that's what, bless you. That's what we're doing today, and I won't take up too much time explaining it, because you're going to be doing it and learning about it, and we want to make sure we have plenty of time for that. So we will now light our chalice.
The flaming chalice is a symbol of this Unitarian Universalist faith. We light it each Sunday, as do UU churches around the world, to create sacred space to connect us with one another and to remember who we are as a people of faith, a people who persist with love, who resist the forces of violence, fear, and control, and who offer resilience through our theologies and interdependence. As we light our chalice today, let us recite together the declaration and the covenant we make to ensure that our shared Unitarian Universalist values of transformation enlightens the world. We adapt to the changing world. We covenant to collectively transform and grow spiritually and ethically. Openness to change is fundamental to our Unitarian and Universalist heritages, never complete and never perfect. Dorothy, would you please do us the honor of lighting our chalice?
So one of the things, sorry, I am melting, y'all. One of the things that we're going to do differently on these multi-generational Sundays is sing a song besides Spirit of Life. And I know some of you will feel kind of sad about that, and someone who's been playing it for so many years is very excited to be doing a different song. So we're going to sing May I Be Light, and I'm going to invite you to stand up and to look around the room at each other while you're singing the song, because it is a song that is meant to be sung to each other. Okay? So go ahead, give that a try. I know it's a little bit uncomfortable. Just get a little bit out of your comfort zone. And we shall sing.
May I be light in you. May you be light in me. Into our hearts, into our souls, let love abide. May I be love in you. May you be love in me. From this place out to the world for all time. May I be light in you. May you be light in me. Into our hearts, into
Ooh, beautiful job. I would like to invite Adam to give us a brief update about the pledge drive.
How brief? I got 5 minutes or
You
two?
got 5.
Oh, all right. Thank you so much. Put my little timer in here. Lovely. Hey. So, excited to give you lots of good news about the pledge drive. We've got our nice little tree of life, vital, financial life of the church. We have, of course, each one of those little leaves represents $1,000, and we have our dream budget of $140,000. And right now, we have so far got pledges of $56,740. So thank you very much for that. I, of course, want to thank the people who've been very instrumental in collecting these pledges, including Dave Mertz, Ambra Bridges, Keno Hicks. Where's Keno? Right back there. Thank you very much. And, of course, the people who have helped so much. And Gail Rushford. Where's Gail? Gail's not here today. Okay, so yeah, that's why I'm not remembering her. So people have just been really great about contacting people. So again, if you have not yet been contacted, come see me. You can go to our website. There's a nice little link on the far right that says Pledge Drive. You can click on that. And of course, there's stuff about it in our newsletter. So all the different ways you can read about it. I want to say, of course, I'm super excited that people are already sending in checks. I mean, I got like one right here. People are throwing money at me left and right, which is fun. Of course, this pledge drive runs from this July to next June, so don't feel you got to get any money in right here that fast. That's not something you got to do, but that's great, always great to see. Again, $56,740 so far pledged from 25 individuals and families. That would give you about a $2,269 average, and about $1,500 is the median amount, just to let you know. And of course, it's super exciting that we have 4 new pledgers, people who weren't even here last year, who are jumping right on the bandwagon. Now, you may remember that we had like these different little classifications that I was talking about, able to get this going. I'm going to pull down here. We talked about being a visionary or supporter or a transformer, an upholder. There's these different levels. That's a game you can play, depending on your level of commitment. But I do want to say I'm super excited that we had 5 out of those 25 that say UUCL, the Unitarian Universalist Congregation of Lakeland, is like the vital organization in their life. They are deeply committed to it. We've had visionaries where they talk about how unique this is, and I've had conversations with people, and they just say, like, if it wasn't for us, they wouldn't even be in Polk County, or they would, they would make major change. I mean, talking about major changes in their life direction without us being here to support them, and that's fabulous. And so that lets us know that we're really doing something for our church family who is here, but also out in the community, that when people can discover us, and again, new people that are already saying that. I mean, it's just amazing to me, how vital we are, how life-saving we are to be here, which is wonderful. All right, I got one more minute. I'm just going to remind you that we have that dream budget, $140,000. With that, we are trying to ordain Heather and have her full-time. We're trying to have properly paid music director, Isaiah, religious explorations director, Melissa, and actually go and hire an office administrator. Right now, we're all volunteer. That would be fantastic. We're also trying to pay for termiting the buildings. These structures were built by the original founders. What do they call themselves? The Over the Hill gang that built these structures, like, 50 years ago? In the 80s. So yeah, 50 years ago, for those of you who are from the 80s. And so, these buildings, and we want to be here to support them. They gave us this very generous gift where there's no mortgage we got to pay. We are not, so many churches are struggling by just being able to keep the lights on because of the building, right? We don't have that struggles for us. And so please help. Thank you so much.
Here we gather tucked back in this friendly neighborhood between the beautiful tall pines. We are a small church with big aspirations. We can achieve those aspirations if everyone gives of their time, talents, and treasures. Our shared Unitarian Universalist value of generosity calls us to compassionately share our presence and resources. This is the time in our worship service when we are given the opportunity to share. The ushers will now pass our plates. Please repeat after me.
Oh, we'll do that one.
Oh.
Please repeat after me. It is a blessing to be.
It is a blessing to be.
It is a blessing to be here.
It is a blessing to be here.
It is a blessing to be here now.
It's a blessing to be here now.
It is a blessing to be here now together.
It's a blessing to be here now together.
Thank you all for your blessings.
Thank you all.
Sure. I would like to invite Abigail Dean up. I asked Abby to please come introduce our Joys and Sorrows ritual. I think it is really important to hear perspectives of our youth, and especially on something like joys and sorrows, which I know is a difficult ritual for people to get the hang of. So we're going to hear Abby's perspective. She's going to introduce it for us.
As a congregation, we come together in many ways. Through collaboration and commitment, we support one another. Our ritual of joys and sorrows allows us to put that into tangible practice. To begin, I want to bring attention to our Joys and Sorrows book. It's an opportunity to share with us, the congregation, something that is occurring in your life, whether that be an ongoing source of grief or something that made you smile for a brief yet memorable moment. It is an opportunity to express emotional vulnerability in a space where it is safe to do so. Before the beginning of service, the Joys and Sorrows book is accessible to anyone who wishes to write down a personal joy or sorrow that will be shared with the congregation during service. It sits on the podium just through the main entrance to the sanctuary. Sorry. Now I invite Heather to read what has been written in the Joys and Sorrows book today.
Thank you, Abby. Okay, I have a few joys today. Dorothy writes, our yearly hike, that's a Circle B bird hike, and hummus lunch was enriching, and we got our step. Is that right? We got our steps in. Yes, we certainly did. We also connected. Absolutely. Thank you, Dorothy. Tom Mead shares a joy. The Lakeland Symphony was in top form last night, and I hear a few of you went and enjoyed that. Very good. And Jay says, had a blast at the listening party and look forward to the next one. Yes, absolutely. It was lots of fun. Thank you, Isaiah, for hosting this new event. Thank you. All right.
I now invite you to come forward to partake in our ritual of dropping stones into our Joys and Sorrows bowls. As a congregation, we value interdependence. This is a part of what that means to us. As the little stone-shaped representations of our joys and sorrows collect in the bowls beside our chalice, they unite. However you experience this practice, whichever stone or stones you choose, it is an act of coming together, perhaps with the divine, fellow members of our congregation, or a part of yourself that you wish to connect with. In this moment, you are welcome to come together in whichever way it feels right to you.
And Pedro put stones in the water for those of us who are joining us on our streaming services. Good morning. Thank you. Thank you. Abby, that was refreshing. And where'd she go? Back, on her couch. That was refreshing, and I needed that, and I think that we can use your words going forward, if you don't mind, and also you can read them each week if you would like. So now we're going to, we didn't say our little prayer, I'm sorry. You are not alone.
You're not alone.
We are holding it together. Thank you, that is important. We're going to go into our small groups now. And if you have an order of service, you will see what the groups are, who's leading them, and where they're meeting. But I'll remind you once again that Isaiah will be doing music in here. Melissa McGowie will be doing watercolor in the social hall. Melissa Marshall will be doing a walking meditation in a labyrinth on the lawn. And Adam will be doing a small group discussion and sharing, small group sharing, in the RE room. When I ring the bell, that just means finish up whatever you're doing, take your time, no need to just drop everything and run in. We don't want to rush spiritual practice, we don't want to cut it off or anything by any means, so it just means it's noon. And we'll go and have snacks. So I will invite you all to decide where you want to go. And stay there. Pick a group and stay there.
Raise hands, we can discuss this. Ron.
To me, it's like the soundtrack of your life.
Mm-hmm.
You hear a song and it'll take you back to that time in your life and experience that music.
100%. Anybody else?
Escape. When
Mm-hmm.
if you have problems, you can always, if you're sad, you can, before it happened, you can listen to music to escape what you're feeling, or to confirm what you're feeling.
Mm-hmm. Anybody else?
Connection of thoughts, conveying
all this, but like Ron said, I like to think of music as something as like, you know, the soundtrack of your life. Because you got the happy songs, you got the sad songs, and pretty much like everything in between. And last week, my girl and I were talking about like what's even like, when I know like music, like what's even sound?
That's what I was gonna say. For me, I think a lot about like the technical, scientific
100, yeah.
way of it's like our body's acknowledgement response of these frequencies.
100, yes.
You know, and how they can resonate with us.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
I like that.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
I think
Yeah.
music, for me, it lives in my soul.
Yes.
It lives inside of me. Whatever I heard, whether it was kindergarten song that will also bring me joy or a memory, to high school, to this period, there's all kinds of things that music comes into. And when I hear a song, it's either, you know, when they did the Watusi, it was like, weird, but you know, when there were basement parties, or, you know, when there was, we were marching for graduation. It lives with me. It's the first thing that goes on in my house in the morning is Sirius FM. It's the first thing, before the dog goes out. And if it's not, if something happened, if there's no web, it's like, what? I can't live in this house without the music.
That's a good one. I appreciate that. You know, it's really interesting because when it comes to language, when you have like a child or a kid, you know, it's like you talk to them like how I'm just talking to you. You don't separate like the beginners and the experts. You know what I mean? So it's like they might be saying "goo goo gaga," and you're talking like how I'm talking to them. And there's this weird thing in music where it's like, and I know there's a time and place for it, but there's this thing where we separate the beginners and the advanced people. And I always thought that was weird because that's not how we do it with like anything else, you know. Especially like kids, sometimes they say something wrong and then you copy what they said, you know. Like I don't know, instead of like saying like dollar, they say dollar, and then you just saying dollar, you know. I know like one of my favorite artists, Jimi Hendrix, you know, they say he's like the best guitarist there ever was, and he had a quote saying, "People copy my mistakes." Isn't that funny? You know how that works? You know, because I always thought of music as like a language. So even if you didn't know like what a major scale was, or what an interval or arpeggios are, I always thought like there's always like how you said, music is in your soul. You know, you didn't necessarily need to know what a triad or an inversion or anything like that is to know what sounds good and what doesn't sound good. Yes, Ron?
Like what you just said, music is a language, and it's a universal language.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to speak the language of that person to enjoy the music.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even like a little, 1-year, 2-year-old that doesn't even speak the language yet, when they hear the music, they'll start bouncing.
Oh, yeah.
And
Mm-hmm.
it's something that's universal.
Yeah, just
Yes,
Ron
Amber.
what Ron was saying, my dad used to tell the story of how when I was like a toddler, my favorite song was George the World by Three Dog Night. He snuck in one day while had my back to him and he put the song on. He said as soon as he put that, I heard those notes, my head whipped around and I got up and was dancing to it.
So here's a question for y'all. So if a tree fell in the middle of the forest, was there a sound? Was there any sound?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, of course there was. What is sound?
Well, that's the thing, right? Because my wife and I were talking about this. So sound is something you perceive with your ears. But if I wasn't there, then it was just like frequencies and vibrations at that point.
Okay.
You know? So was there really a sound?
You didn't hear it. The birds may have heard
Okay,
it.
but I'm
The
just
bears,
saying,
no,
there wasn't anything to perceive it.
There was a sound.
Mhm.
Whether you heard it or not, I love you, but that's irrelevant. If any sentient Or at our, even at our age. There's always, it's always something. So that's a discussion for the small group.
Yeah, the vibrations went out, whether somebody picks them up or not.
Right.
Is the issue.
The frequency.
What about rhythm? You know?
Rhythm.
Yeah.
Well, rhythm,
This is
I
not
think-
a good method for.
with rhythm,
Thank
I'm
you.
getting like really theoretical right now. But it's like, I think like pitch and rhythm are almost,
Syncopation versus
Nature has rhythm. I mean, the rain and the
you know,
thunder and.
we went to Circle B yesterday, what they were talking about with the bird watching, and it's like they sing to each other, you know, it's like a whole symphony,
Sure.
you know?
They sure do.
And then you got the alligators coming in with the bass.
Yes.
If they're.
Why do I suddenly want to watch Little Mermaid?
Yeah.
You know when they all come in? Have you seen
Yeah.
The Little Mermaid?
Yeah.
Good.
Okay, just checking.
Yeah.
It's taken me a while to come up with a thought about what you first asked. First off, I apologize for how I sound today.
Oh, that's okay, I'm barely awake right now.
It's March, the oak trees are in full rebellion, and
Yep.
Macy, wrap it up. Get to the point.
you got a pair of, never mind, we're not gonna get into that. But, for me, music has been such a part of my life. As an actor, I mostly did on stage musicals. As a director, most of what I've directed have been musicals. And yeah, it's the soundtrack of my life. But the weird thing is, if I'm in a group of people and we're all talking and somebody will say something, it's a song cue for me. Somewhere deep in the recesses of my brain, there's a song that's going to fit. Now, I might be the only one that gets it. Fortunately, every once in a while, there's somebody like Mike that'll hear me and chuckle or, get something out. But everybody has their own songs that when somebody will say something, it'll click. Or if they hear that song, yeah, it clicks. And it's like, oh yeah, and I remember when I first heard it. That's a powerful memory.
100%. In regards to like music being a universal language, sometimes I wonder about that only because in other cultures they view some other cultures view music completely different. Not in the sense of like how I guess like you perceive it, like you can kind of get the vibe if something's like sad or happy, but I know like in Indian music they work with more notes than we do. It's like microtonal in between like it's basically like the notes in between like our Western scales. So I'm not sure if it's like completely universal because sometimes like I'll listen to like I don't know some like what they call them ragas, and sometimes like we compare them to like scales in Western music, but not even close because ragas are like patterns, and I could be butchering this a little bit, but they're like these note patterns that they play it based on certain circumstances, whether it's like raining, or if it's sunny, or if it's Tuesday or Wednesday, or if it's like winter or spring, or if you're a little happy or sad or something. Whereas like, we only work within a certain parameters, Does that make sense?
Well, the notes are there.
Yes.
It's just different cultures have different interpretations of it. The notes are still there universally. The sounds are there universally, so I believe it is a universal language. It's just different cultures, and I mean, there's jazz and there's blues and there's reggae the notes are there, the music is there, so I believe it's universal.
I hear you. I had this one record that was by Ravi Shankar, and he was just talking about like how Indian music gets compared a lot to like jazz music because there's the improv aspect to it. So there is an improv aspect to Indian music, but it's not in the same way that they would do it in jazz. It's like completely different. So, you know, that's just something to think about, you know.
Have you ever tried to tune a sitar?
No, but, you know.
Oh, you don't like the fret there? We'll move it here.
Yeah, I hear you.
I mean, the first time I saw a sitar, it was like, you can move the frets.
You can move the fret.
And what are those strings underneath the strings for?
Mhm.
And it's mind blowing. But that's what they had. That's what they made. They created the instrument that could move their soul.
Mhm.
Well, what about fretless? I mean, I play violin and
Oh,
I learned to
absolutely.
hear where hear where the fingers go and then you get the muscle memory, but, I can change that and move it back just a little bit out of tune or,
I hear you.
a little bit flatter.
Well, in
sharp.
African, well, here's the thing.
So there's no frets
In
necessarily.
music schools in Africa, they don't really, this is what I've heard, they don't really consider you like a musician unless you also know how to dance, which is kind of crazy. Like,
This is your feet.
huh?
It's your feet.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, as a musician from the West, I tell you, I can't dance. I can't dance, I tell you that. But like, I can play my instrument, but I just happen to not be able to dance like that. But you know, in other cultures, it's like, okay, well, you need to be able to dance to also be, you know.
Americans the same way.
I want to support Joshua in his music.
Okay,
And,
I like the discussion.
yeah,
Yeah.
if you, it's been a long time since I was in the classroom teaching,
Mm-hmm.
but I used to teach when I got to, what's the Reformation? I'll just mention the Gregorian chant.
Okay, all right.
Right? There is so much music today that's coming off of what they were doing way back in 1600 and those chords. And then, so there was a student who was a music student, and he did a paper. I was mesmerized by he took the Gregorian chant that we were studying in history and came up with songs, and he brought his keyboard that mimic those sounds before the Gregorian chant. I like that music, actually. I like all music. So music builds on music.
Yes,
So music of today builds on music in the past,
Yes, 100%.
and music will build. So there isn't any such thing as Western music or Chinese music because they're all building. It depends on where that person's taking it.
Mhm.
It travels by human beings, I believe. Human beings take music to wherever they're going and build on it. You say Jimi Hendrix or Janis Joplin.
Yeah.
People mimic them. Their music is coming from someplace in the past as well.
Yes, yep.
So music is universal. I really believe that.
And it also transcends time.
It does transcend time.
Mm-hmm.
Race, socioeconomic classes. I mean, you can hear Gregorian chant and you can tell that there's something
It's on there, yeah.
very special
I
about it.
said there was this, but I love it when I
You
hear
know
it.
what it is, but you can also take like a Native American drum and hear the heartbeat in it. And there's something primal there that you feel inside. Or a djembe from Africa. I mean, it just, it's.
Yes, Amber?
I was gonna say, going on that, is what's wonderful about music is there's endless variety. Some people may know about this group, they're called the Who, H-U, not W-H-O.
Got you.
They are basically a heavy metal Mongolian throat singing band.
Yeah, I heard that.
And they are
Yep.
fantastic. I mean, they had their first kind of big hit was called Totem, and I got like really into. They were in Orlando one time. I wanted to go see them, but the show sold out like that. I mean, they are like, it's just really, just you don't like somebody said that you don't have to understand the language to. I mean, their video has that you can get like what they're saying, but it's like you don't really need to know exactly what they're saying.
Mhm.
It's kind of like BTS and the
Right,
Korean
yeah.
pop. I
influenced by, I think, like, black music, you know, like, R&B and stuff like that. So yeah, I hear that. Music comes from different sources, and, you know, we all sort of like, what am I trying to say? We all take from it and, you know, try to do our own thing with it. So anyways, one of my favorite guitar players, or artists in general, George Benson, he said, you know, whether I'm in, you know, Memphis or St. Louis or Atlanta or Beijing or Tokyo, if you play something like, everyone knows what that feels like, you know? It just feels like, oh dang, okay. It's bluesy, you know? So yeah, in that sense, I agree that like music is a universal language. I was just kind of, you know, presenting some of those different things to y'all just to see what y'all think about it. Because I'm pretty much on the same page, you know. I pretty much believe that music is universal. And even if you don't quite come from that same culture, you can kind of get a gist of what they're going for. So, if you got your phones, there's this one song I'd like to do, which is Imagine. Yes, that one.
My favorite song.
Yes.
That's so good.
I saw the original copy, so
Mhm.
when I was in the Hard Rock Cafe, they had the original copy of it.
Oh, what's our,
Password for the
Yeah.
Wi-Fi?
Don't they have your,
I don't even know the name.
I think it's just Unitarian.
UUCL something, I don't know.
I think it's just Unitarian.
That's Crystal, Crystal.
UUCL gas?
just read, that's what, put that in UUCL, yeah?
That's not the password though, that's the,
Yeah, that's,
I think it's just Unitarian Universals.
Is Unitarian
I
just
think it's-
uppercase?
Good, guess Wi-Fi, Unitarian with a capital U.
Unitarian, capital U,
Capital
thank
U.
you.
We tune because we care. Everyone got it out?
Nope.
two ways you can think about it. One way is like, I guess like the point he was going for was like, imagine if we didn't have all these like things that divide us, let's say. And then the other way is like, what if, through all the differences, how about we just find a way to get along with each other? There's different ways you can think about it,
Can't we all just get along?
I keep saying that every damn day, every day.
Mhm.
Everything I read, I just
I
get
mean, because like I used to be like an edgy atheist type, and I used to like quote this song all the time. But then over time I was, if someone believes a little differently from me, as long as like we're all cordial and civil, I think that's fine.
Think of how boring it would be if we all thought the same.
You know what I mean?
Felt the same. It's diversity that makes us roll.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we're here, right?
Yeah.
Wait, I gotta tell you something.
Yeah.
This is a tangent. I'm not gonna try to make one. So, not to get us started on anything. Something, I'm reading something and Ron DeSantis, something about canceling St. Patrick's Day, right? Blah, blah, blah. Get that part of the story, kind of. And I'm like this, what now? So, and all I was thinking was the Irish, whoever leads Ireland and whatever, Prime Minister, I don't want to call him wrong. And, like a month ago, I saw him, they're so disgusted by us as a whole, the United States, they don't want to celebrate it anyway, don't recognize all our BS and all that, right?
Mhm.
So my first thought was, oh good, you're right in step with the guy. And then I realized it had something, probably based on the picture, to do with the rainbows. And so. Oh, no.
Are you serious?
That's what
Oh
the
my
problem, I
God.
think, is. So then I was like, what? So me being, hysterical. I was like, can we still eat Lucky Charms?
Yeah.
I said, and then I was like, I'm just asking, I like Cheerios. I go, but for the people that actually like Lucky Charms, and this and that. And then I started thinking, I go, see, it's just that easy. Live and let live. If you like one cereal and I like another, if you like God and you don't, it's fine, as long as you can just recognize that I don't like Lucky Charms, but you're more than welcome to eat Lucky Charms. I don't give a
Just
fuck.
because you don't want to eat them, doesn't mean you should, like, banish them.
I don't know why I was telling you, imagine, so.
Yes,
Just
yes.
can't we all just get along? Eat the cereal of your choice. I don't care if you want Wheaties and you want cornflakes, just get your cereal and move on, and everybody sit down and eat in peace with their cereal.
You buddy,
Is
what's up?
it like Josh was tuning the sitar, don't fret?
No fret.
Yeah, don't fret about it.
Yeah, it's interesting because like when we're presented with like different things, it's like what do we do with it, And speaking of sitar, I remember what's that one song by the Beatles when they made it with a sitar?
No, which one?
Within you and without you.
That one. That was the one I was thinking of. And I always wondered what it was like for y'all when y'all first heard that. Like, was that like groundbreaking? Was it different? Because like, I grew up like with a bunch of different things, but like for y'all it's like toot 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 toot,
Well, I was wondering where a song like These Boots Are Made for Walking fits into all this.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Did anyone watch the movie Ray?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I love that movie.
I'm midway through, I was just picked it up last night,
Oh,
and
that's
I'm
nice.
thinking about,
It's like
you
the
see
best
the part
Bible.
with the hit the road, Jack,
Yeah.
and then they were, well, you said with the walks.
It's already been walking.
That's true.
See, when you say that song, I go back and a little bit further and I come up with 50 ways for you to leave a
Oh,
message.
yeah.
Oh,
I
love that. Oh.
Slip out the hat.
Yeah, what about that?
You know what's really cool about music though? It's like with Ray, he has that one song, it's the one that goes like
Hold on.
What I say.
and you know what's cool about that song? It's just like a 1-4-5. And what I just mean by that is just like if you start on E and you go to the 4, then that's A, and then you go to 5, that's D, right? But there's like a billion songs with that same chord progression. And I always thought of blues music as sounding something adjacent to like, but good times, the bad times, and yeah, celebrations.
I just want to point something out.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna ask earlier, but I didn't want to interrupt the flow. So like, because you brought up the trees and all, and the
Mhm.
birds and the things. Just the, what's music to one person, so I'm
Sure.
looking at here's sound and here's music. And sound, what's music to someone's ears may not be music to another. Personally, I can't stand the damn birds. That's because I like to sleep and they're busy talking with their symphony and I'm like, shut up!
Sure,
There's
sure.
too many near me. I don't begrudge them, I don't mean them harm, I just would rather them not be so close.
Sure, sure.
So, yeah, that is not, well, no, that's not the way to decide what is music or not, but, so I'm like, someone, just, I don't know, the washer spinning could be music to their ears, that's just, their quote.
I hear you.
There's
Yeah.
something I was going to say though about music versus just sound.
Sound, yeah.
You know what I mean? Because the words, poetry, can also convey things in a nice rhythm, meter, timing, whatever the way they say it. The sound of music, there's a joy and a sorrow in actual instruments, including the voice or a bird,
So you
whatever.
say like intention, the
Yes.
intention to
Yes,
it matters?
sorry, I don't want you to get.
But
Yeah, 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 no,
I know where you have to close, but my son was in a Cookie Monster growling kind of heavy metal band.
Nice.
And I was in my neighborhood and I thought I heard his bands playing the music and I was like, what is that? And I went and it was a neighbor who was using his power tools. But it sounded like the music that they made.
It sounded
like it.
As I got closer, I realized it was something else.
I don't like
I heard Phil.
I can hear saxophone going on.
Go to some potluck
Go-
today.
go to the potluck and stuff. Thank you guys.
And
Yeah.
I was trying to play Gold Digger. I wasn't trying to play Gold Digger because I was going to Ray, and I was like,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
was
yeah.
heard somewhere, but I didn't know it was Ray Charles. Oh, I didn't play
It sounds like it could be something. Okay. Okay, all right.
sweet potato. What do I need? I need to stand up and do this.
Good of you to join us with your talent.